What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the bottom of the map in the red color, playing as Odin. His name is Shadowfax. His opponent today in the blue color, playing as Loki. His name is Ulysses. We've got a special one for you today, ladies and gentlemen. I believe this is a tournament. Not sure which tournament it was, but it's on the map Borderlands, which is a very, very exciting map. It used to be a part of the random map pool. Thank you for the Prime Pum Bass, and thank you for the raid, Mr. Pound Town. But yeah, this map used to be a part of the random map pool on Voobly, but when it did, basically players would start saving on this map a little bit too much, and it got rotated out. And eventually the map that was decided on that actually ended up sticking in the random map pool in replacement of Borderlands was Frozen Wastes, I believe. There's a couple of maps that got added in over the time, like Blue Lagoon and Painted Desert, but there are a bunch of other maps that are really, really fun and nice to play. And luckily now we do have the Pandora's Box random map pool that can be picked from as well. So if you want to step outside into some different style of maps and play some different style of games, you can always do that. Or you can play a tournament and pick Borderlands. It's a very fun map. You get this little mini forest in the middle, which if you play as Norse, and specifically Thor or Odin, and go through Frey, you can actually burn this down, open up your opponent's base, and you can have a very, very short distance between your base and your opponent's base, which can be very fun. All of the hunt spawns on the outsides of the map, so you're always going to be able to find your hunt if you look around the outsides, and you're going to be able to raid your opponent really, really hard by doing that. We do see that Shadowfax is playing Odin. He's used his great hunt on the walrus and on the cows here. Over on this location, Ulysses here is playing Loki, and he's going to be eating up these walruses in his main base as well. There are 3 walruses in your main base in this game, so he's going to have 1,200 food to play with. So it's a really big advantage playing Loki in this sort of a spawn, as opposed to say maybe if it's like a 5 caribou spawn or something, and the Odin player gets a great hunt, goes up from 750 food all the way up to 1,500 food, whereas the Loki player only has 750 food in their base. So there's not going to be any huge advantage to be had in the early game here from Shadowfax, just from utilizing his great hunt. So this is really good for the Loki player. So we'll see what Ulysses is going to go for here. I will give a quick shout out to Soup right now and say there is an interesting video that he's posted very, very recently. If I remember, or if I don't remember, please leave a comment in the chat. I'll link that video in the description. But basically, Soup is going on to say that if you've got a good enough map to basically spam Hersa and advance a little bit later, going for a double early temple is really, really strong, because it means you're going to be able to get yourself out an extra 2 or 3 Hersa early over what your opponent is. So you advance just a little bit later than normal in exchange for having extra Hersa out. So long as you can have your villagers nice and safe on hunt, you're going to be able to find an advantage by going double temple early. A very interesting video. It has a lot of history lessons about how double temple used to be the actual standard for Loki. But yeah, we'll see how this game's going to end up turning out here, as Ulysses is playing standard, and it seems that Shadowfax is also going to be playing standard. Both players heading to the next stage. You see Freya coming through for Shadowfax, Ulysses going through for SETI here, as the players are going to be turning back around here, taking a fight as best as they can. I'm pretty sure the Odin Hersa here does not heal by itself. As we see another Hersa popping out here, as Shadowfax going to be chasing away. Ulysses chases away as well, and there's the Valkyrie out, the Troll out as well. Longhouse coming through. Longhouse is getting dropped for Shadowfax in his main base. All segments coming up around his towers here as well, as the villagers are going to be moving over onto this location here. And Shadowfax needs to know that he has to defend this. For some reason, both players leaving their walrus in their main base. I don't know if... This doesn't make sense to me. right now, Shadowfax does have some food in his bank, so he's got enough to spend, and he's going to be able to move, and he's not going to have any problems here. But I would assume sitting in your main base and not having to utilize your Herser to defend this location in favor of building up an extra longhouse and getting some more units out, and then moving over onto this boar would be a better way to play. As we do see the Throwing Axeman coming through onto this position, see if Ulysses is going to find some damage onto this position here. He does get a couple of hits onto that Herser there, going to get garrisoned nicely. Meanwhile, over on this position, we do see the Valkyrie getting pushed back. Didn't really get too much damage done onto that food location before retreating back here. And Shadowfax is going to be taking this very, very slowly in the early stages of the game as these 4 Herser storming across the map looking for something to do. Lots of different options here in the early game for Loki. You can go after hitting some caribou to build up your favor pool, going for raids everywhere. We do see the Shadowfax has already got himself out 3 Throwing Axeman plus 5 Herser here. So a huge advantage militarily on this position as Ulysses trying to push through. Ulysses will be getting himself the Hall of Thanes here as a couple more hits of damage coming through by those Throwing Axemen. But once that... once the big wall segment coming down there for Shadowfax, but the Ursa do manage to sneak through there. You can, if you go fast enough, you can actually get this wooden wall up as well there, but he didn't quite spread his units as Hall of Fame's just about to pop here, and he's going to have the speed of these Ursa to start getting little bits of chip damage all over the place, causing problems left, right, and center with his Ursa in this game. And still building some more. He's going to be getting himself Eyes of the Forest, which gives an extra 3 line of sight to his Herser. If we take a look at what that looks like, currently his Herser is seeing this much line of sight, and then once it comes through, you will see even more line of sight there as plus 2 line of sight. It's not really that much, but it is a thing. And there we go. You can see it's a little bit more. Anyways. Onwards and upwards, we do see the troll coming through onto this position, going to try and put some more pressure over here as the walls are coming up. But here's the thing, Shadowfax can just leave this spot now and move up onto his caribou over on this corner here if he so chooses, but he doesn't run fast enough. His village is getting taken down. He loses 1 villager, almost 2 villagers there, as the Ursa are just simply going to be retreating away. Another troll spawn coming in here for Ulysses is absolutely huge as the Throwing Axemen have to retreat away. We do have these Ursa sitting on this position now to be defending his villages, so they're going to be retreating back to the main base to eat the walrus on that position there, as the sentry tower going to get taken down over here as well. A couple more units coming out to cause some pressure on this location. Good micro there from Ulysses to retreat away as Ulysses wants to finish off that tower, but not quite going to be able to there, as the walrus getting taken down on this position over here. The gold villagers just calmly pulling back ever so slightly off of the gold mine before going to be moving back over there. The trolls coming through here now, though, going to be causing some big problems in the main base of Shadowfax. He does have the double medium gold mine, however, as his villagers are now going to be able to happily move over onto these cows here. We can see his villagers have got themselves husbandry. He's still pumping out Herser and Throwing Axeman. Not going full Herser, but just Herser, Throwing Axeman to defend on this location. Loses one of those Herser over there, as good micro there from Ulysses, consistently trying to pull units as best as he can. We do see a cheeky little axe throw there, gets a big amount of damage there onto the Herser as the sentry tower does end up falling. Meanwhile, these Herser are trying to chase down the trolls over there. 4.2 speed versus 4 speed will allow those trolls to mostly get back home here. As Ulysses as well is deciding, instead of going after his walrus on this position, instead of going after his berries, he's going to be going after the cows in the middle of his base, putting more pressure on over here. There's more units coming over here to try and defend. It is 88 population to 85 population. Still very, very close here. Shadowfax is basically given his strategy away. He just wants to get to the heroic age, wants to get himself Frost here, and wants to just hold on in this game, as we will be seeing this troll getting left for dead here, as the units do manage to snipe that one off. It's the Herser pushing up onto this position, going to try and take out the wall, push through on this position here as well. As Herser on both sides of the of the map here. This might be a little bit risky here for Ulysses, and he does pull back nicely because he could have set up a wall over here and potentially trap those Herser, but not actually happening there for Shadowfax just yet, as the The Valkyrie here, still sitting idle here. I wouldn't mind seeing it get brought back and just healing up these Hersa ever so slightly. Because it's not really that useful in the rating, because the Hersa are going to be able to chase it down. 5.5 speed versus 5.72 speed there. It's still kind of close, but apparently Odin Hersa do heal. They just heal really slowly or something. I'm looking at this saying 91. Oh, it does heal. There you go. Well, the more you know. The more you find out, the stronger you get at the game. Armory now down for Shadowfax. Ulysses does manage to hit the heroic age first here, but if he casts flaming weapons, Frost will come down and it's just not going to be that useful. As the Hersa retreating away on this location over here as well. We got the Scout pushing, or the Valkyrie does manage to actually get in here and hit the villagers, but the Hersa coming through here to defend this one nicely as Shadowfax has to retreat out of here, and he does get caught out. He's going to be losing that Valkyrie. I think he might have deleted it actually instead of giving the favor away. So now the Hersa pushing around onto this position here as they will be pulling away on this location. 88 population here for Ulysses. So Ulysses has to kind of decide what he wants to do here. Does he go for a full send in the heroic age? Does he go for a town center and trying to play for a defending the Ragnarok? Does he go for the mythic age here and trying to utilize the Nidhogg and everything else to defend here, as we do see the Hersa going after this location? And then Shadowfax as well. What does he want to do? I think generally speaking, the easiest way to defend against Loki or win Loki is just throw a market down, go Mythic Age, go through Balder, and then just click Ragnarok and go for a gold staff. Do see the villagers now on this gold mine over here, though, as the Hersa sitting back over here. There's just so much gold in the main base for Shadowfax to play with that he's going to be able to just sit in here and just not really do anything, and to get a very, very strong advantage moving forward in this game, as we do see Tyr coming through for Ulysses first. So Ulysses going for flaming weapons, Fimbulwinter, Mythic Age timing push to try and pick off as many villages as he possibly can to prevent that Balder from coming. We see Copper Mail coming in, who, I mean, obviously Fimbulwinter is going to hit first, so Balder is not going to be able to be clicked. But the question is going to be, will Shadowfax be able to hold when all is said and done? Because what's he going to be able to? He'll be 115 population. We do see the units retreating back, which I'm not sure is exactly what Ulysses wants here. I mean, there is a world where Ulysses clicks Flaming Weapons, Fimbulwinter, and the Balder gets off as well in between all of that if he doesn't click it kind of fast enough. There's medium infantry coming through, hand axe coming through for Ulysses. The market is up. The unit's just sitting idly by in the main base as they're going to be moving back in onto this position. 56% of the way there. It's kind of very close. There's no way the town center is going down here as the army is moving in onto this position. I wouldn't mind seeing him just like trying to take out this temple to open up the base a little bit here, as the army just sitting back, waiting, watching. Hersa coming in on multiple different angles. Would love to see these Hersa go after the villagers while this is all happening, as Shadowfax is pushing out of his base ever so slightly. Ulysses has to know that Balder is coming here, so he needs to push forward here immediately. One thing that Shadowfax could try and do is Frost as soon as he sees the Fimbulwinter. If he clicks Frost here, this is going to be absolutely huge. We see the units retreating back. Fimbulwinter hits, and we see Frost comes down and the Flaming Weapons hits. Shadowfax catches the Flaming Weapons there with the Frost. Beautiful play. The villagers garrisoning into the town center. Balder hits here. The units going after the town center in the main base, and Ulysses has been absolutely shut down in this game. We see the villagers have snuck up onto this location as well. Shadowfax leaves his base going after these dwarves over there as well, as the villagers here getting targeted down at this point. The Fimbulwinter is just about to stop here, as well as all of these Fimbulwinter dwarves. They're going after the throwing axemen at this point. The army coming after these dwarves over there. Fimbulwinter finishes. Balder gets clicked, and it has to be immediately here. Shadowfax's population goes up to 180 population at this point, as he gets all of these Heroes of Ragnarok in his main base as well. The Dwarves getting pushed off of the gold immediately on that position over there as the Flaming Weapons has got 8 seconds left. Ulysses is desperately going to be retreating back to the home base here as well, as now Shadowfax is in the main base of Ulysses, turning this game absolutely on its head. Ulysses clicks up through watchtowers here as the Hearser getting taken out on the main base here as well. The INR that's here is going to get cleaned up. Shadowfax might need to just retreat out of here at this point, because these Hearser are going to be doing some good damage over here. There is still the gold mine remaining in the main base for Ulysses as the watchtowers does come through. There is going to be fire giants, frost giants, everything else here as well. So we'll see what Shadowfax is going to do as his army comes through. We see the forest fire, the delayed forest fire opening up the base here as these Heroes of Ragnarok want to push through. We got no other idle units here for Shadowfax at this point. He's got very few resources in the bank as these villagers here are desperately trying to mine this gold mine over here. Heroes of Ragnarok got 40% pierce hack armor versus the Hearser's 20% hack armor plus a little bit more damage. So they will be able to win these fights quite substantially here, as Ulysses is on next to no resources. His or villagers count his 21 villages. The villagers are getting picked off left, right, and center as they're trying to retreat through these throwing axemen, as the frost giant doesn't quite get that path blockage there. As the army running around trying to work it out. The fire giant here is getting taken out by a Hearser, but the throwing axeman trying to deal with that one ever so slightly here as well, as the tower is getting taken down on every single different angle here, as Ulysses here, 15 villages remaining, 40 population remaining against Shadowfax's 122 population here, as the town center is going to be getting cleaned up very, very shortly. Nothing remaining for Ulysses. No chances left in this game. As I mean, his towers are basically the only shooting unit that is remaining here. These villages are going to be making a run for it, as the Hero of Ragnarok will be spotting that one. If we take a look at Shadowfax's perspective, he sees the ox cart moving through here. If he snipes that ox cart down, that is game over effectively here for Ulysses, as he's got no other ox cart remaining. His town center is going to be gone, and Ulysses has to tap out in the 15-minute of this game here, not able to make it work. Shadowfax with the clutchest of clutch frost just as Fimbulwinter hits there. The thing is, this is always possible to do. Frost, when you see Fimbulwinter, even if you click Frost after the Fimbulwinter is clicked, the Frost will go through, because it takes like a second for the Fimbulwinter to actually kick into its God power blockage state. And obviously, even if Ulysses didn't cast Flaming Weapons there and he baited the Frost, Shadowfax would have had himself the Balder, the Ragnarok, to kind of cause issues. Would have been a really interesting thing, actually, had Ulysses not clicked Flaming Weapons and just clicked Fimbulwinter instead to delay and got hit with the Frost and delay the Fimbulwinter, is to see if maybe the Flaming Weapons would have helped defend his main base, but didn't manage to make it work. And just a textbook play here from Shadowfax. 2 gold mines, tons of cows, lots of hunt. Textbook play here from Shadowfax gets the dub. If you guys enjoyed this one, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next game.